Alright, let's get this show on the road. Let's start our new world. We have our seed that we'd already chosen. My exploring. So we're going to recreate this seed that I have found. We're going to make sure it's on survival, hard mode. I'm going to lock that when we go on. I will allow cheats because I need to fix something. There's the seed if anyone needs it. We want structures. We don't want the bonus chest. And I think the rest there we don't need to mess with. So let's create this new world and get right into it. So, episode wise, I'm probably just going to play through the first night completely uncut and see how it goes. Before I do anything stupid, I need to mark. Ow. I need to mark where spawn is. So the first thing I want to do is chop some wood straight away. No questions asked. The first thing you always need to do is this. So, a new season, things to begin with, big plans. I already had a glance at the seed, like I said, because I wanted to make sure this was going to be a long-running series. And unlike my season 0, which I had to cut short because I just was not feeling it, this is planning on being a very long series. Lots of episodes with seasons within seasons. And we'll see. Nope, I need to crouch in place. And things like that. I have lore. I've got factions all set up that I want to build. I might be on my own here and it's a single player. That's not to say I can't have some input. Have some ideas thrown to me. I've got quite a few. So far, 4 major factions, each with 4 separate like subsections, subfactions. And I think that'll be enough to get me started. You know, that sounds a little loud. I'm going to just quickly, while I'm here, lock us in hard mode. Reduce the volume down a little. Make sure that's not overpowering. We have a stick. And we're immediately going to create a few tools. Make some sense. We're going to need that. First thing we really want is stone tools. But I actually have a little map that I've drawn out by hand to give me an idea. Maybe I'll try and pop it on the screen in editing or something. Now, there should be a little island, and I think that's a perfect place to get started on. I think that might be it. Yeah. Birch and oak is in the area mostly, but I know there's some spruce down south. There's some dark oak a little far north, just past the desert. And I know as well that there is a little village somewhere here, which at one point I'm going to convert that, upgrade it into a bigger city, because I want that to be the border of 2 of the factions. Some nice ideas. First thing I'm going to need as well is a bed. Traditionalist, it has to be red. It has to be golem. And the thing, let's just grab everything that's not nailed down. We've got bread, and we've already got the start of some armour. That's an outfit, isn't it? At least we've got all these villagers, and I don't want to go crazy into villagers, at least to start, because I know you can grab mending really early and everything, but I don't want to do that just yet. Oh, we've already got spruce tree. We might not need to run and get some, although we're in a spruce forest, so. Grindstone, that could be useful. I'm going to take one of those with me. Ooh, there's some nice stuff. I don't even need to get myself an iron sword. I already have one now. I do want a chest, actually, rather than wasting the wood to make one. I can do that. And rather than wasting the time looking for sheep, we can just grab one of these. Which gives a nice little thing. Now we need to go into the lore, don't we? Gives you an explanation of everything that's going on. The idea is... Brain, put it into words for me, please. Again, 4 factions, but we're going to start with someone who doesn't sit within any of them. The undisputed territories and our little kobolds are going to be resting right here. For those that watched season 0, which it can be completely ignored that it's a bit of a mess. I have a bit of a breakdown in the final episode, which I absolutely find really funny watching back now. Like, okay, calm down. Do you want pumpkins? We got bread, we don't need any of this. There's some sheeps in there, we can keep those. Let's smell that. I don't know what houses have items in, or which don't. There are a lot of houses. And a lot of items. And we already have a nice stash of emeralds and other bits and pieces. Did we check there? I don't know if we did. Now, if I'm correct, this island here, there's a river that cuts through almost all the way, except for this little bit here, this little peninsula. Later project is this is going to be, like I said, the border of 2 factions. So this is going to be some sort of either wall or a bridge or something to mark 2 areas. Now I've got, let me finish eating so you're not hearing over that. I do have a general idea of the factions, like their some ideals behind them, some of their building styles and such like that. But they need proper names. For now, they've just got placeholders of generic things. So, at any point, I am always taking suggestions, always taking ideas, because there's only one of me, and my brain can only come up with so much in so much time. So, whilst we're walking over, whilst we're setting up, I'm going to ramble your ears completely off by talking about the plans. So, undisputed territories. There are going to be people factionless, outside, one-shots and such. The idea is 4 factions, 4 kingdoms, whatever I want to call them. I don't remember crossing a lake to get where I need to go. I think we've already passed the totem pole. And let's name these 4 factions right now. We have Order, which is just... They're very organised. They're very set in their ways. Let me just check my notes and I can actually break those down for you. Order, where we have some knights in one section, some plain bureaucracy style thing, and then one that I'm calling Worship, but it's like a mix of Mayan or Aztec architecture, which I think will be nice. Let's get started and I'll talk about the other 3 factions in a minute, because what am I doing? What am I doing? I was meant to be building something. I've built my spawn totem, but it needs, well, that will need cleaning up at one point. Ah, a vantage. That's what I was going to start with. I need a bed to survive the night, though. That's actually more important. What am I going to do about surviving the night? I could... things, places. Discombobulated. I really want to start building where I intend to keep stuff. Everything needs a home, everything needs a place. And the episode might only go on for as long as until we have night. I don't want to trail too far away from the shoreline. There might be a bridge here-ish. If there is going to be a bridge at all. Let me have a look at the map. If there's going to be a bridge, it would connect here. So, and I will be needing to travel there to the village of bits and pieces. So it makes sense to actually have a start here. Nope, I crafting bench here and pop it down. What do I need? I need improper tools. A little mine probably would not go astray right about now. I don't want to waste my spruce, but at the same time, it's only over there. It's not a big deal. What we're making? I'm making a shovel. Now we need to find a reasonable spot for a mine. I only have like general blobs drawn out for the island, so I don't know what would be a good place for a mine on this island. I don't know. Looking, thinking. Whilst I'm looking and thinking, I can speak of another faction then. Easy. Chaos. If we have order, then we need chaos. Those will be the two bordering on that village, most likely. Anyone familiar with ideas of 40k, or just the ideas of chaos in general? Then you've got an idea of what chaos is. There is no order. It's the complete opposite. I still haven't found a place to put my bed yet. But still, I'll keep searching and find it out. My chaos factions are broken down into what I call the Golden Army. Something showing excess in every regard. The riches and greeds and such. Next, we're going to have some form of undead city. I've built something like that in the past. It's sort of like a graveyard, essentially. Which would be a nice, interesting change of pace. Lots of terraforming involved. Then their other subfaction is sickness. Praise Nurgle and such. Sickness, diseases. What I'm going to build for that, though, is some kind of living city. The buildings themselves will be creatures, either hollowed out or still alive. I don't know. We'll see when we get there with that one, but it's a nice idea I've been thinking of. And another little town which is already specifically named. That will probably be bordering that village then, which will be... How do I pronounce this? I've got a random name generator and I got one, but it's Abgavor, I think it's called. But again, up to changes. We'll see what people think. Yes, Abgavor will be a war-stricken land of trenches. Why did I just put my crafting table? I've made mistakes already. I don't have a... It's night time. I've been rambling rather than building. Let's just sleep here and hope the best. You know what? Nothing has happened. There is nothing to show, so let's just carry on and probably run 2 days. I did think I spotted what I wanted. Did I? Didn't I? I don't know. You know what? Let's forget searching for it. Let's just build it right here. Oh, we're off to a good start. Diorite. Not a fan. Not a fan of diorite. Oh, coal. That's actually useful. We want stone. We want stone so we can make stone tools. And we can get started on our first house. Maybe episode 1 will be a little longer than what I was expecting. We'll have to build a house. I'll have to build something in the first episode. I want to try and be known as a builder. I can't do that if I don't build. What I'm going to try and recreate is a project from the end of Season 0. A little waggon. Our little kobolds have come from a snow-stricken town. A blizzard had come in, sending off on their way to find new lands. So we're going to be starting off by building a little caravan for them. And there we go. We have some stone to build some proper tools so we can properly get started. I do want a furnace and other things, so we'll need a bit more. But I also want this coal because we're going to need to burn some food and such later. And we can get started. I'm going to mine all this up and I'm going to get back to you with an update. Let's do it that way. Let's do an update like the old days. Well, I just broke that pickaxe and we got all that coal out. We dug a little down further. The idea is this will probably be a full iron mine. I'm guessing at some point. So let's build our next set of tools on camera. I don't want you missing out on anything, so we're going to start with stone pickaxe. We do have 2, but if we had a third we could have made something nicer. What else should we get? Actually, you know what? We should probably get a pair of those. A pair of those. And then a stone shovel. What else do I need tool-wise? Well, I don't need a sword. That's probably all I need. Actually, I'm missing a very important tool here. Ugh. Okay. So, back to planks, into sticks, give me the sticks, over there, and I need an axe, because we're going to need some tree chopping to get this thing built up. You know what? Let's do some movie magic this time. I've been messing with the replay mod. Let's cut down a whole bunch of trees in as quick a time as possible. Get some music. And let's try our first third-person time-lapse. Alright, I'm back after doing all that tree chopping. We got a few stacks, like 2 and a bit. I'm actually pretty sure there's a bit more I shoved in the chest at one point. Yeah, all the oak that I need for this project is there. So to build my starter home, I'm going to need some more sand, some spruce, and importantly, some purple wool. Now, I know the town has some sheep that I can breed up, and I've got some red dye that I can mix with blue, but I'm missing the key component of the blue, because I don't know where you get blue flowers from. I just made the wrong thing there. So the only way I can think of doing this is to get some lapis, but lapis is quite deep down, and I don't want to do a drop mine really. I mean, I could easily do drop mine, grab that really quick, but I've sort of set myself a rule of no drop mines because they're too easy. Essentially, you know, it's Minecraft. We should spend some more time mining than just do a quick drop shaft and done. I'm going to see if our replay mod will give us an underground view of me mining out. So let's try another third-person time-lapse. I need to keep these recordings going because walking back from the desert, I'm picking up all this sand, and I must have died like 3-4 times now. Oh, it's all glowing so well. So yeah, we did the mine, and we got purple. Well, we got lapis to make the blue, to make the purple, and then I ran off and made a run to get as much sand as I could. So that's a good start. Next though, we are going to keep farming up that wool, which is slow when you only have 2 sheep. So probably working on a wheat farm whilst I'm at it. And I should have some extra seeds somewhere, so I'm building that up. Whilst we're over in the village though, I can probably work on spruce at the same time. 2 birds, 1 stone. I don't need that much birch, so I'm probably going to use the birch to make another chest, so I can start storing things for the build. I want to be careful not to start making an entire chest monster already. There we go. My mismatched armor's all patched. Put back on. But I'm also running low on bread. That'll have to be fixed as well soon. I want those. Actually, I can use that to quickly. My emergency stash. I'm just going to grab my bits, head on over there, and I'm probably just going to break into another third-person time-lapse straight away. Grab a fish. Okay, so we're back after cutting some trees down and shearing up some sheeps. The sheep are taking a while to regrow their wool though, sort of getting bottlenecked there. Been able to grab just over 1.5 stacks though, and whilst I'm waiting I've been doing some fishing, getting a bit of food in, so we've got all that ready. I think we'll have more fish, shear some sheep, and we'll be ready to move on to the next step in our plan for today's episode. Come on fish, bite! There we go. That's enough to get me started for a bit. Been cooking up on those little campfires they have around town. Made a few wheat farms to keep my sheep all bred up quickly. Let's just... Whoa, kind of escaped there. Let's grab ourselves some extra wool. We've already moved most of the materials over to our little starting place, where we're going to build our little starting home. Now, rather than just building a little house, our plan is to build a waggon. But we don't want some farty little wagon, no, we want something big, something that can actually store stuff and be used as a little base of operations. And that's probably going to be a bit too big for just a common horse to pull. And besides, a little kobold should have more than just a horse to move around their wagon. So let's try experimenting with some organic builds. Let's build ourselves some weird lizard-esque type creature to pull our giant wagon. And there's no better way to do some building than testing out that third-person time-lapse a bit more. one weird lizard looking thing. You know, it looks like more like a giant sandstone rat with horns of some kind. But you know what? I'm still happy with it. It still looks like a big creature of some description. Prismarine would have looked a little nicer, but there's no way I'm getting that this early in the game. So now, we have our big, weird lizard creature thing, and we can't live inside here. I mean, we could hollow it out and attempt that, but, you know, we haven't got a lightsaber, it's not freezing cold, all that jazz. But we already have the materials. So rather than rambling and doing it again, I think we just jump into another time lapse right now. Right now! That's looking pretty nice, I think. A good little starter home and place to work from. The sun's going down, so I'm going to grab my bed and put that inside. And officially call the end of the episode essentially now. it's a good start, I think. We've got a nice little house, got a bit of a lay of the land, and the start of some resources gathering up. I think that's a nice place to call one episode. And I really do actually enjoy that house. The cart looks good. The creature itself could use a bit of improving. What I'm going to do at some point is like terraform around so it fits the landscape a bit more. But it's a good place to get started. I think my bed is going to be the attic space. That way any mobs or anything, if I am getting chased and have to run inside my house, I should be out of range up in the attic. But yeah, so far I'd say we're off to a good start. So, thank you all for watching. I've been Kobold Queen. This has been Age of Scales. And hopefully, words, outro, mine's going blank, but I'm not going to re-record. We're going to keep this. No, we are going to, I don't know, what am I doing? I've been Kobold Queen. This has been Age of Scales. And I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye, my friends. No, not my friends. You're not my friends. You're my kobolds and creatures. Let's do that again. Alright, that's one starter house all done and dusted. Still need to do the interior, but I can do that between episodes. That's going to be a bit fiddly. That's enough for today, though. We've got a nice little lay of the land, a lovely little place to start everything off with. A good starting point. So, I'm going to say goodbye to episode 1, and goodbye to you. I've been Kobold Queen, this has been Age of Scales, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye! Always got to fall off something at the end of an episode now. I think that's my thing.